I'm live. Not sure that anybody will see that or this, but that's okay because this is my first video. And let me find my head. And first videos usually suck. And that's okay. So I'm just gonna go with it because I kind of feel like this is a trial run. This is me doing what I feel inspired to do at this moment. And that's what I'm doing. So the title of this video is about the risk and letting that go as we develop these new awarenesses, as these energies are crawling all over us. Um, Duality and polarization are huge right now, and it's really easy to get caught up in those lower vibrations or those feelings of powerlessness, um, being the victim to somebody else's decisions, to somebody else's beliefs. And it's time that we all kind of take a step back and decide what you want for your own life. And if being victim is how you want to view the world, well, I mean, that's fine. We've all been victims. I've been a victim. Even I was telling stories to a friend because this weekend it was really interesting. I was out 2 nights in a row. I had a group that I spend time with who they're a community of healers and people who are bringing about situations, experiences where you are participating in art, dance, music, just all these healing modalities brought together to inspire us to become more aware and more cognizant of our own inner journey. So it was a lot because I don't go out very often. I very much spend time at home. I like my solitude. I like reading. I like following other people's journeys through their experiences. I watch other spirit guides, people's spirit guides who bring their understanding. I read, really just creating a basis, a broad foundation in my life as I move forward and create the life that I want to see. I mean, gosh, the last year or year and a half, almost 2 years, year and a half, we've dealt with all of this newness of the managed wave that COVID has brought. I don't even really like to mention COVID, and what is being brought to our awareness. So I've been really deep diving into shadow work, into healing work, and into understanding my own personal journey and how to transform myself into being the person and having the life I dream. So I was out. There's lots of people who participate in this community. There's kind of a small group of us that spend a lot of time together. Usually, most of it is women. Uh, so we have a group of women who are working together. We spend time together. We creative awareness and we give each other different perspectives. And so one woman and I we're both going to participate in this show, to dance, to meet people, to watch people flow. There's flow artists there, they bring out the LED lights. Sometimes there's fire, but this was inside. So, and Friday night, we were there, and because of the group that I spent time with who were putting it on, they kind of had a backstage area. And another woman that I was with, her and I were kind of doing our thing. You know, I was dancing, I'm there. Um, I use my yoga breath while I'm dancing. I create a very deep and I just connect very much with the music and what's going on there to bring that into my inner being and music, the vibrations, moving my hips. It's what I was there for. I mean, that was my intention. I go to heal. This other woman I was with, she's going for the same kind of reasons, and she's a little bit younger, so she still kind of got some feelings of wanting acceptance, feelings of she had a pretty traumatic time in her high school. Well, yeah, some pretty traumatic times where she was bullied, and I understand this. You know, having been bullied myself, it's not easy. And so I feel like when she goes, she's going for the outer acceptance. And so this, funny enough, this experience or this scenario took place where I was invited to go backstage to meet some of the artists. And as I walked by this woman, my friend, I waved at her and said, I didn't stop or ask her. I mean, we were on kind of a beeline path. She just kind of looked at me and stayed right where she was. And I was like, well, okay. And when we got backstage, I was like, I think she might be feeling left out. I feel bad for her. I don't want her to feel like we don't like her. And so I went back out and brought her backstage. And she was like, oh, I feel like I've made it now. And I said, yeah, yeah. Okay, yes, it's really cool to be back here. And so we met the artists, and they were very nice. We were there about 10 minutes. It wasn't anything big. And then we went back out and continued the night. And it was fun. Probably doing a lot of denial. Whatever. So even that night, Friday night, as we ended the program and we were all leaving, I even had a little victimhood because I noticed as I was leaving, a couple people didn't hug me, and I was like, "Oh my God, did I do something wrong?" But I was like, everybody just had this amazing experience, and we're all processing. So shut it down. Shh. Little Jessica, everybody loves you. You just went through an amazing night of healing. Why ruin it now? Focusing on the fact that somebody didn't hug you. Yeah, no. I mean, they hug me all the time. Why am I focusing on that one time? And I'll see them tomorrow. So went home, got a good night's rest. And the following night, Saturday, went back. And the energy was a little different. I felt a little different. Like I was a little more, I don't know, just felt, um, there was a, a band playing before the music got started with my group, and it was not something that was speaking to me. Almost, it was actually it had horns, and I was getting a headache, and finally it was over, which was great. And the dancing started, and I was just in my own world again, dancing, having a great time, talking with people, watching people flow, and the other woman was there as well, and I think she was feeling the differences in energies. And so the same scenario came up. Go backstage to meet the artist. So we headed back, beeline forward backstage. And the woman was standing almost in the same exact place. It was so eerie. And I motioned at her, come on. And she kind of gave me a blank stare like she had the night before. And I went backstage and I was like, You know, to me, it's different. I don't feel like walking all the way back out there and getting her. I felt like, you know, she had the invitation. And although I am not one of the people who put on the program, I feel like the night before she was like, oh, now I feel like I'm part of the crew and I can come back here. And then Saturday night, that all went away again. So we stayed back there for about 10 minutes, meeting the artists, talking with them, trying to find out where they're from, what inspired them. And then when I went back out, I noticed she was gone. And I was like, very strange. So I looked around a little bit, and because I guess it feels harsh and like I was being rude, I just kind of was like, well, she's on her own journey and she's got to figure this out on her own. I mean, you can lead a horse to water, right? So, anyway, um, someone else noticed it and we were kind of like, huh? You know, this community is built on self reliance and immediacy. And if she didn't feel it, then I don't know what else to do. Um, because I can go play in her victim story where she's not accepted and feeling, like her ego's been bruised, or I can allow her to learn her own lesson. That's kind of where I went with it. And so Sunday, I was relaxing, danced my butt off, kind of hurting because I moved things I hadn't moved before, and I was thinking about her, and I felt bad again. I was going into like, I did this to her. This is my fault. Maybe I should reach out to her. And I just kind of left it alone because I'm like, I just don't know that I can. I'm just processing this. So, um, anyway, it just so happens they were having a dinner following all of this hoopla, Sunday night potluck, so that everybody get together again, meet, and I had another engagement, birthday party for another community I belong to, my Reiki community. And I thought, well, after all of this dancing and all of this energy movement, I feel like it's time to go get involved with my Reiki and people and kind of bring this all back to a kind of center, kind of center everything back down. And what's interesting is that everything that happened Friday and Saturday, and actually the weekend before, was all about the feminine and releasing creativity and what do you want to create. And so my Reiki community, we did a feminine energy meditation, and then we brought in the masculine. And so that was really kind of like I was where I needed to be. But I wasn't sure if my friend would go to the potluck because she'd gotten into her head, and I didn't feel like it was my responsibility to take care of any of that. And I know that some people would disagree because as healers, we're supposed to be available, and I've kind of gotten past that in my life for many reasons. So I did reach out to her today and I said, hey, I didn't know how to broach this yesterday, and I wanted to make sure you're all right. And she said yes. Another woman had reached out to her and she went to the potluck, and I was like, if she wasn't going to go, nobody reached out to her about it. I'm like, oh. All right. And so she went on to tell me how nobody invited her and she got her feelings hurt and she cried and she left. And I was like, okay. And I asked her, do you mind if I offer you a different perspective? Because, I mean, I understand the victimhood thing. I do. And she said, yes, please. And so I told her, I said, right now, here and now, a lot of people are trying to build a community of inclusion, and you were included. On top of all of that, what this community is really interested in is engaging with other people and engaging with artists, engaging in dance, engagement. Just because the main group of people who started this are amazing people, and yes, it feels good to be accepted by them. You know, it's an ego boost. Like, look, I'm a part of this group, and it is also a responsibility to be able to engage with other people of the community as well and make them feel welcome and show them and be a participant and be kind of a model of what this group is trying to bring. And that's what, when I'm there, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm engaging with people, I'm dancing. Sometimes I feel like a fool, and sometimes I think, oh my God, what did they think of me? Oh, yeah, there's Cat. I'm like, what did they think of me? Do people think I'm weird? And a lot of times I'm like, well, if they did, they did. That's what I think weirdness has become kind of a good thing nowadays. So anyway, I told her that although I didn't feel so much the victimhood there, although I did tell her about Friday night in the hug, that my son, I had seen a picture of my son with my sister at an event. And I was like, oh my God, they invited my son to something, but they didn't invite me? What is happening? They don't like me. I'm difficult to deal with. They don't like that I bring this energy. They don't, you know, I had all of these old family things come up. And then I was like, wait a minute. My son is with my sister. My son is with his cousin. My son is with family. And that's amazing. They are helping support him. And I don't have to do all the work. And they can give him maybe some things I can't. And that is what it's all about. So I ended up texting my sister and saying, thank you. I mean, thank you for including my son. Thank you so much. He needs that. He needs to be a part of our family. And to be quite honest, I had other things going on that day. So why did I go into my victim of like, oh my God, I wasn't invited? How did that do? Plus, it wasn't really something that I'm interested in anymore. So I told her that story. I said, you know, I went to an attitude of gratitude because my son got support. I got support by him getting support, and it was all good. So I was able to redirect that victim and make it something new, a new reality. My family was no longer not including me. They were just doing what they were doing. And you know what I found out? It was a last minute invite, and they had one ticket. And because my mom was busy, they invited my son. And he just happened to have the time. Perfect synchronicity. So, sorry, this little hair is bothering me, so you see me doing that. So anyway, as we moved through these new energies, these new understandings, how, again, polarity, duplicity, like right, wrong, good, bad. We really have to start creating awareness inside of ourselves of the reality we're creating. Again, I was creating a reality where my family excluded me. Not to say that that didn't happen in the past. There's quite a story behind that. I don't want, I don't necessarily want to share it. Just know that a lot of us have had experiences where we were excluded from family events for one reason or another. Um, and now it's time to go, wait a minute, that's not me anymore. That is, I'm like loving that part of myself. Like, oh, you were hurt. I know you were hurt. That is so, so, like, that hurts. And now, it's so many years later. I've had so many more lessons. I've learned so many more things. And I am going to put that victim in her little bag, give her a teddy bear, give her some love, show her that she matters, and take the larger, higher perspective, my higher power that's telling me, look, hon, you're beautiful. And this is something that was given for you to heal and transform. And so that's basically what I'm doing and what I encourage all of you to do. So, giving you a couple of examples. Question is, when you feel yourself being drawn back into that feeling of being left out, not being accepted, where in your life did that stem? Was it from being bullied? Was it from abuse? Where did that trauma originate? And ask yourself, what do I want to create from here on out? Do I want to continue feeling like I'm being victimized? Do I want to continue feeling like I'm being left out? Or do I want to search for a higher perspective, a larger perspective, and see that nobody's trying to hurt me, nobody's trying to not include me, that it is something of an inner struggle? Like, Daniel Del Ruiz, don't take anything personal. It's not personal. Everyone has their own universe, reality that they're participating in. And some people's reality, sorry, that was really just bugging me. They're like, let me put down his watch. Or he's like, oh. Anyway, is this reality, I feel like I look like Albert Einstein, is this reality what you're going to want to keep creating? That feeling of being left out, of being looked over? Or do you want to say, hey, so and so over there is running this whole show? So and so over there has hired everybody, has done all this work, has created this beautiful space for me to participate in. They are probably worn out. They are probably just trying to get a break. I need to go take care of myself and do my own thing and figure it out and meet new people and create other relationships. And if your relationships continue to feel like you're being victimized, then you got to look at who you're in relationship with. What is their vibration? What is the matching vibration that you're participating in and they're participating in? It could be you're just not a vibrational match with this person, or they're not a vibrational match to you anymore. I've had several relationships that I've had to end in the last probably year. This situation, this, like I said, new energies has really, really opened up all of these crazy vortexes, crazy timelines, parallel universes. It's unreal. And I've had to look at people and go, we've been friends for a long time. And I've been participating in these energies with you, cheerleading you, telling you it's okay that you cheated on your husband and you needed some extra love. It's okay that, and I got to realizing what I was truly engaging in. I mean, I was spending time with someone who cheated on their husband, and then when I went and spent time like having dinner with them, I felt so uncomfortable that I knew this really disgusting and nasty secret that he had no idea. And he's under the impression that they've got this loving marriage, faithfulness, they took vows, and she's okay with it. It's like he didn't even know. And I'm thinking, I have a different perspective. I'm not going to be the one that tells him. I'm also not going to participate in supporting you in that decision. So if you want to continue in all of this same energy that we've been participating in for the last 20, 30 years, I have to like step back. There's a couple friends I did that with, another friend. Spent a lot of time with her. Same kind of thing. She didn't cheat on her husband, but she was cheating with someone else who was married. He was married. And I was like, oh, I know it felt good for you to be accepted and it felt good to feel loved and feel like you were sexy. I was like the cheerleader. And then I spent like quite a while with her, like I went on a vacation with her, and all of this stuff came out that I knew and yet ignored. And she reiterated and called me, gossiping about other friends, just talking about people's experiences, like, say, like, even, I can't keep a secret. You tell me your biggest secret, like, deepest, darkest secret, I can't keep it. I'm going to tell people. And I was like, and she did it to me, like, a long time ago. Something happened where it was pretty embarrassing, and she told people. And she told me she told people. And I was like, okay. So I had to end that friendship too. And it was hard because I can see that by watching Facebook, I need to unfollow them on Facebook too. I'm still learning. Um, that she sees it that she was the victim, that she still is playing the victim, like everything is happening to her, everything is done to her, and she doesn't realize, wait a minute, you gossip, you complain, you, you tell people's deepest, darkest secrets. How can you be the one that's people are putting their toxicity onto you? So again, I had to totally remove myself from these situations. And it's hard because I do feel in some ways it's like, who are you? Who do you think that you can say those things about people? Who are you to think you're better than me? I don't think I'm better. I don't. I just know what's right for me. I know what my value systems are. I know what I want to allow in my life. I love them. I still love both of them with the deepest and most. I love them. They're humans. They're going through an experience. And they have the same energies available to them, the same lessons available to them, the same awareness offered to them that we all do. And it's a matter of releasing the victim, understanding, yes, this happened. Yes, it was horrible. Yes, good Lord, it hurts. And we've reached a point where our past can continue to define us, or we can define where we are now and we can envision a new future. So, the question is, what do you wish your future to look like? I know for me, I want to love and encourage my victims of war and to transform myself into a powerful, unique expression of the source that we're all a part of. Every single one of us is a part of the source. And we have this beautiful, beautiful expression to offer the world. What is it? What is it that you want to create? Do you want to create art? Do you want to create music? What art is it? Do you want to create a family where you homeschool your children or you're a mother? Do you want to create um, anything? What do you want to create? You're going to create from past and feeling victim, or do you want to create from here and now, where you have the ability to make an awareness around your feelings, your emotions, and what you can do to change? Anyway, first video is down. Give myself a pat on the back. A big fat hug. Love myself. Love you. Change the state of your life. Love you.